If you keep doing what most people do, you'll get what most people get, and being broke is exactly what most people get. That's not a lecture or a warning, it's a prophecy unless you change something fundamental. Imagine working harder than everyone else, giving your nights, your weekends, pushing every limit, grinding from sunup to midnight, and you're still broke. That feeling of no matter how much I work, it's never enough. Jim Rohn said that's exactly the trap most people fall into. Today, I want to expose why working hard alone simply won't save you, what Jim Rohn taught that makes the difference between just scraping by and becoming financially free, and exactly what you can begin doing today to break out. Stay with me, because we're going to walk through quotes Jim Rohn really said, stories he used, and the mindset shifts that many ignore, the ones that determine whether hard work builds wealth, or burns you out. Jim Rohn often said, work harder on yourself than you do on your job. If you work hard on your job, you can make a living. If you work hard on yourself, you can make a fortune. That's not about doing overtime or staying late. It's about investing time into your mindset, into learning, character, ability, the way you think. Because many people pour all their effort into their job, long hours, pressure, sacrifice, but almost zero into themselves. They expect that working more will escalate their income as if the universe owes them. But the truth Rohn taught is, the quality of work, the thinking behind the work, and the direction you push your effort matter far more than the quantity of hours. Another real Jim Rohn quote, the rich invest their money and spend what is left, the poor spend their money and invest what is left. That illustrates one of the biggest reasons people who work hard stay broke, their financial philosophy. They often follow a pattern. Income comes in, they spend what they think they need, then maybe something is left to put away, if there is anything left. But usually, after daily needs, obligations, wants, there's little or nothing left. By the time they think maybe I should save or invest, the chance is gone. The rich think first to invest, then spend what remains. That shift in priority is subtle, but over time it's revolutionary. Jim also said, let me give you the definition of rich and poor. Poor people spend their money and save what's left. Rich people save their money and spend what's left. It's the same amount of money, just a different philosophy. Think about that, two people could make exactly the same income, but one ends up with zero savings or net worth, while the other builds wealth. Why? Because of how they treat the first dollars when they receive them. Do they send part of it to savings, investment first, what Rohn would call pay yourself first, or do they give everything to the bills, the impulse purchases, the small comforts, hoping to find something later? Many who work hard never pause to change this rule, and so their hard work keeps them stuck. Another thing Jim pointed out repeatedly, people believing that effort always equals reward. He said that most people work hard, but they don't think hard. Thinking means evaluating. Does the job, the side gig, the business opportunity, the work you're doing actually leverage your time? Does it scale? Does it multiply your efforts, or are you trading hours for dollars forever? Rohn warned against being stuck in linear income, where you have to always be present for the work for the income. Because no matter how many hours you add, there is a limit. Hard work is absolutely needed, but if every increase in income depends solely on more hours, eventual burnout and limits follow. You need work that compounds, work that leverages systems, knowledge, relationships, investments. Also, discipline matters more than motivation. Rohn taught that motivation will fade, motivation is inconsistent, emotional, and depending on seasons. But discipline, the small daily choices you make, the habits you build, those carry you when motivation dries up. Many people work hard when inspired, but when pressure, failure, delay come, they slip. Their spending slips, their saving slips, their focus drifts. Jim Rohn often emphasized habits like consistent savings, daily learning, personal growth, reading, self-education, even when it's uncomfortable or when there's no immediate payoff. Those are the unseen forces that multiply over time. Jim Rohn also spoke much about setting goals, not just income goals, but goals that shape who you become. He said that goals are powerful because of what they do to you, not just because of what you get. Someone working hard may aim to make money, but unless they aim to become someone who can solve bigger problems, who can build something that outlasts them, or who can adapt, learn faster, take risk, they will always be at the mercy of circumstances. He said always invest in your becoming, your knowledge, your mindset, your ability to influence, to lead, to see opportunity. Because wealth built on those is more durable, more scalable. There are real stories behind these ideas. Jim Rohn himself was born into modest means, faced setbacks, lost money, regained, lost again, and finally built an audience, reputation, and multiple income streams through speaking, books, ideas. He didn't just work hard on his speeches and travels, he worked hard on the content, his thinking, his way of teaching, on refining his philosophy. That investment in himself paid off over time. Many of the lessons he taught came from his failures, from his real losses. He experienced bankruptcy, bad investments, losing momentum, but what made the difference was he didn't stop investing in himself. He didn't stop learning, didn't stop refining his philosophy. That's what separates someone who works hard all their life but never breaks through, from someone who builds lasting financial security. So, what can you begin to do, right now, to avoid being someone who works hard forever but remains broke? First, examine your beliefs about money. What do you believe that came from your parents, your culture, your peers about saving, investing, what's possible? Write them down. Challenge them. Do those beliefs lift you or limit you? Then commit to investing in yourself. Read books, take courses, seek mentors, learn a skill that multiplies income instead of just trading time. Something you can build that doesn't require your presence every minute. Begin a pay yourself first habit. Before you spend on wants or non-essentials, set aside a portion of income for saving/investment. Even if it's small. Make it automatic. Automatic savings, or investment, forces you to think with the money that remains, not with every dollar being pushed outward. Then cultivate discipline, set daily or weekly habits around growth, reading, personal finance, mindset, reflection, consistent action. Don't wait for motivation, schedule your growth. Then set goals not only for how much money you want, but for who you must become. What skills, what mindset, what level of responsibility, what networks. When you shift the focus from working for money, to becoming of value, from spending first to investing first, from depending on hours to building leverage, from waiting for motivation to creating discipline, you begin to break the cycle. Your hard work begins to compound. Small wins accumulate. Over time, what was invisible becomes visible: savings, investments, side income, opportunities, stability. You stop staying busy and start building. So yes, Jim Rohn believed that you can work hard every single day and still be broke, if you ignore the inner work, the financial philosophy, the habits, the goal of becoming, the disciplined small steps. If you take only one thing away from this, let it be this: work harder on yourself than you ever have on your job. Begin today to invest in your mind, your habits, your future. And pay yourself first. Because if you don't change how you think and what you do with even the first dollars, working hard may keep you just surviving. But when you change those, hard work begins to build something lasting.